is a privilege. A privilege for people to regard me as such, and pretty highly for what they call my work in Scottish song. No, my privilege to have an occasion to introduce people who otherwise wouldn't perhaps know about names such as Wallace, that is William Wallace, that is Sir William Wallace, Guardian of Scotland, and so many other things besides, but my privilege, always. When Scotland lay in darkness under English Edward's heel, there rose a man to lead us on to make the tyrant reel. He raised up his arm for freedom, showing nerve and Scottish steel. William Wallace, the Knight of Elderslie. So sing now of Wallace to all who would be free, Guardian of Scotland, of truth and liberty. With the loyal Andrew Murray, how he danced the English down, and Berwick and Stirling he produced the royal frown, and mercenary traitors from Carlisle to Glasgow town spoke of Wallace, the Knight of Elderslie. William Wallace, the Knight of Elderslie, Guardian of Scotland, of truth and liberty. But the skies grew back at Falkirk as the English arrow sped, and many a mother's son did lie among the bloody dead, and paid teeth to Judas money that was placed upon the head of Wallace, the Knight of Elderslie. Then the noblest heart in Scotland was revealed for all to see, when they hacked him into pieces underneath the gallows tree. But the butchery and slaughter cannot scar the memory of Wallace, the Knight of Elderslie. William Wallace, the Knight of Elderslie, Guardian of Scotland, of truth and liberty. Once again the land's in darkness, and we hang our heads to moan, and remember how the Wallace caused those Prussians tight to turn. So Scotsmen, I stand ready and prepared for panic burn, thanks to Wallace, the Knight of Elderslie. William Wallace, the Knight of Elderslie, Guardian of Scotland, of truth and liberty. William Wallace, who died to make us free, Guardian of Scotland, of truth and liberty. I'm expecting a plane to pass over any minute now. I've got away with it for far too long. All I could say is, could they not have arranged a strike or something, just for an hour, giving us a break? You can do it at other times of the year. Give us a break. And also I'd like to say what a marvellous choice of lament, pipe lament for William Wallace. Mogaki, my home. To think that this is once again the memory of Wallace being held in this, his home. Or at least, this is the one that they fight about. I was once reprimanded quite severely on paper by an inhabitant of Ellerslie in Ayrshire to say far more likely that wasn't funny. I've never heard of anybody before the film Braveheart came out, and then suddenly it was of such important notice. My thanks indeed, not only for the glowing introduction I should receive from a good friend Neil Lachiel, who's not only been a pal for so long, but he's such an enthusiast about my work that all I can say, he's been an unpaid herald on behalf of Alistair McDonald. That's a delight to know. They They say that a hero has left us forever. The heart of the Wallace is beating no more, but his spirit flies free on the high-flowing river, and high in the sky where the wild eagles soar. The hero is gone, but our shackles are shed. No more to be serfs, but be free men instead. For Scotland he fought, and for Scotland he bled, and rejoice in the name of brave Wallace. Wallace the warrior, Wallace the brave, never for him the cold quiet grave. No, they changed him and maimed, and he died like a slave. The word that he lived by was freedom. The word that he lived by was freedom. Miss me. It's also most appropriate on this day of days that a wreath of lilies should be laid on the what we believe to be the birthplace of William Wallace, in memory of him, his struggle and his work. This might not be directly connected to William Wallace, but nonetheless, given the times through which we pass now, it's well to remember William Wallace did not invade England and become a threat. England was already invaded, and he picked up the reins, as it were, to lead Scots of a like mind against the invader. At Falkirk it's marvellous, because at that battle it's remembered the English that died there as well as the Scots. All the more important that this song by a Canadian, Ed McCurdy, that gained some foothold during the 50s and 60s and then was consigned to passé. I can't think why, especially through the times that we pass right now. If you should know the chorus, if you're from the generation that might creak your brain back to those times, or if you might be hearing the song for the first time, then be aware of it. The song was written all these years ago for us today and for our future, our young. Last night I had the strangest dream I've never dreamed before. I dreamed that the men who are in charge of this world may sign a paper against a war. In my dreams I saw a mighty room, and the room was filled with men, and the paper they were signing said they'd never fight again. And when this paper was all signed and a million copies made, they all joined hands and bowed their heads, and grateful prayers were prayed. And the people down in the street below were dancing round and round, and swords and guns and uniforms lay scattered here on the ground. Lay scattered here on the ground. Now we've sung this song across the years, and we'll sing it once again, till hands extended friendship into friendship extend. For the lovers and the peacemakers, for our children yet to be, for the ones who cried and the ones who died for peace and liberty. Last night I had the strangest dream I never dreamed before. I dreamed the world had all agreed to put an end to war. To put an end to war. Have a bag of